Lost in the dark. It's not a good day to be a bad guy.
What's up, metalheads? This is Wayne.
And Michelle.
And we are from the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And you are listening to
Burton and Aaron on the Lost in the Dark podcast.
Raise your horns.
Welcome back, Crip Crow! And thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Lost in the Dark. It's kind of more a Lost in the Bog. If I'm... Oh, shit, I moved the table. Sorry. If I'm completely honest. This one was recorded immediately after all four of us watched the new Scream movie. And then we went home to record it in Mike's studio from Bog Wraith and, of course, the Bog Talk Podcast. Our brothers. So that's what this one's about. It's about the new Scream movie. And since this episode was recorded, I went back and rewatched all of the Scream movies, and they are fucking phenomenal. I absolutely love them. And I wish that going into this one I had known more. It is kind of... So that's why I kind of, I am the way I am on this episode. I don't really know a whole lot. But now I do. And I almost wish there was a way to re-record it. But it's impossible because this was basically a reaction video with these guys and Aaron, and it was amazing. But before we get into that, as always, we got a small handful of shout outs to get through real quick. First up, as always, our brothers over there in the Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. Join your hosts, Garrett, the Cookie Commander Smith, and Mike, the Master Milker Sergovia, as these two best friends try to figure out this thing we call life using friends, guests, and microphones. One of my favorite podcasts ever. They really got back into the swing of things recently. And, of course, right before Garrett goes out on tour with Reflection of Flesh, which I will be seeing them on their Michigan date. Everybody be sure to check out all things Reflection of Flesh. But this podcast is fucking amazing. They have these amazing segments. Be sure to follow them on their social media because they do like questions of the week, especially on Facebook. And if you answer, they'll read your response on air. So you get a shout out on air, and that's fucking incredible. And then they got the Master Milker's Mysterious Mysteries, which, look, at some point during 2022, I will find a way to get these guys on the podcast because I cannot fucking wait to talk to Mike about all things strange and paranormal. But everybody be sure to check out all things Reflections of Flesh. Reflection. I always put the S on it. I don't know why. Reflection of Flesh and Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. It's amazing, and it's worth all of them are worth every ounce of your time. Next up, as always, we got our own Michigan family right here from the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Coming to you from the glacial underground known as the Michigan Basin, Wayne and Michelle are a Michigan-based husband and wife educator and podcasting duo that examine UFOs and other paranormal topics within Michigan and beyond. Topics include UFOs, the paranormal, conspiracy theories, ghosts, alternative history, the Michigan Dogman, Bigfoot, cryptids, and all things strange and paranormal. Everybody be sure to please check out the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Wayne and Michelle are personal friends, and they shout us out. You heard them at the top of this episode doing that wonderful read-in for us. We did a read-in for them that's featured on a few episodes. They've been on our show. We've been on their show. We've done crossover episodes. They are personal friends at this point, and they have absolutely one of the best paranormal podcasts out there. So if you're into anything strange and paranormal, please be sure to check out the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And oh shit, there's one more shout out I got. Sorry. There's one more brother. Our brother from A Suffocating Lie, lead vocalist of A Suffocating Lie, Rich Thomas, released a brand new solo single just a few days ago, last week sometime, I think, called Familiar Stranger. So that's Rich Thomas, Familiar Stranger. Here is a look at the cover art. There you go. So you can, when you look it up, when you find it, you know you're listening to the right thing. Rich was one of the first people to ever hit us up to be on the show. And we haven't met in person yet, but I am counting down the days, even though I don't know when it'll be. But one day it will be brothers finally reunited. Everybody be sure to check out all things A Suffocating Lie, and especially the brand new single from their vocalist Rich Thomas, Familiar Stranger. Be sure to check that out. But it's not, look, I'm gonna, full disclosure, it's not metal, but it's an amazing fucking song. It's an amazing song, and I cannot recommend it enough to everybody. I've been listening to it nonstop. So everybody be sure to check that out. And without further ado, here we go. Everybody welcome. It's Aaron and I with Mike and Alex from Bog Wraith, talking nothing but scream. I hope you all enjoy. Love you.
Welcome back to Lost in the Bog. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with the boys. This is the first time we've done one like live like this, like in person.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically you had us on Lost in the Dark. You had us on
Well,
Lost in the
yes,
Dark, like
yes, that's true.
a while back.
That's where this all started. But tonight we're here, and just so everybody knows, we are anticipating Aaron to call in soon, so Aaron should be here shortly. But we are here tonight talking one thing and one thing only, and that thing is the new fucking Scream movie. What number is it?
It's the fifth one.
It's the nuh-uh, really?
It's the fifth Scream movie.
It's the fifth one?
Yep.
Because they made some jokes about the fifth one in the movie, so that's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
because canonically, Stab 5, it was the worst one in the series. It included time travel and had no original characters.
Jesus Christ. Okay, didn't know that. I haven't seen all of the Scream movies. I've seen most of them, but we're here tonight talking about the brand new one because Alex here is a massive fan. Look at that. Show off your shirt. Yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. It looks like a heavy metal fucking, looks like a Battlecross t-shirt.
I got the Ghostface joggers on from Cabinet Colors, bro. I got fucking decked out for opening night.
And you are a gigantic fan of this franchise, and that's what we all got together tonight to go out and see it together. So yeah, you lead the charge here, buddy. Like, what do we want to start with?
So my favorite thing is that I get to see a new Scream movie in theaters again.
What?
It's been 11 years since the last one came out.
Had you ever seen a Scream movie in theaters?
I'm pretty sure I saw the third one in theaters because I was like 8, almost 9 years old at that point.
Fuck.
Yeah, so like,
God damn.
I had.
There were a couple
Scream.
younger kids that are showing tonight.
There were some kids in there tonight.
Like when I was waiting for you guys outside the theater, I saw like, you know, a couple kids, maybe like 9-10 years old. It's like, oh,
right, yeah, it was definitely.
what are
one
you
of
kids
those
doing
ones.
here? This ruined me.
Right. Oh my god. Like fucking. I loved it because like this is definitely easily the goriest one in the series.
Hands down.
Like easily.
Some of those kills
Were amazing.
Amazing.
I just loved it. Okay.
Gnarly as fuck.
One thing I do have to say is that I was excited because in the promos they had the metallic Ghostface mask, which is my favorite version of the mask. I bought 2 copies this year because they hadn't done it in over 5 years, and I wanted that fucking mask. but it was a joke. They used it in
Yeah.
Stab 8, and it was because
He's got a-
Ghostface's new outfit was all wacky crazy, and he used a flamethrower, and like you had the fucking 2 people from Dead Meat
That's
literally on the fucking show being like, what the fuck was Stab 8 even? Just call it Stab 8. Why do you have to just call it Stab? Like, that's so lazy.
that's totally one thing that off the rip bummed me out a little bit. Not a lot bummed me out about this movie. I really enjoyed it, actually. Just saying that flat out for the record. That was a lot of fun. That was a tremendous amount of fun to have in a movie theater.
Oh, definitely.
And having said that, one thing that did bum me out a little bit was in the promos, they definitely did play up that he was going to have the metallic Ghostface mask and use a flamethrower, and then it didn't really happen. And I was kind of bummed about that. I wanted to see that.
I was slightly bummed because it would have been really cool if they like kind of like
that's very,
you know,
when you talk about these like reboots of these slashers, right, with Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Friday the 13th reboot, underrated. Just gonna say it.
So, dude, that's exactly where I was gonna go. Super underrated, because that movie, I saw that came out long after, like I was a fully grown adult by that point. And the first kill in that movie still fucks me up to this day. When he roasts a girl in a sleeping bag over a camping fire. Yeah. Like that, and that was kind of where my head went when I saw the preview for Scream, and that he was going to use a flamethrower with the metallic mask. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get something that fucked up.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was going to be
wasn't
like you can tell which Ghostface is which kind of thing. When I first saw it, I was like, oh,
That
one
would've
is
been
going to wear the
clever.
metallic mask, and then one's going to wear the classic. And
I
the classic
fucking-
one is going to be
okay.
tied to one of the legacy characters. Blah, blah, blah. I had some theories, but then like watching the movie, it kind of plays out in not a typical way, but like just enough that like it'll kind of leave you guessing for half a second, but then you're like, oh shit, I was right the first time. Fuck.
Well, in the wild card that Scream gets to play, as a franchise that nobody else does, is that there's always 2 killers, and so like you can have the killer on screen being attacked by the killer.
Right, yeah, that's
You know
always
what I
one
mean?
of the toss-ups that they use in the movies too. Like in the second one, they had Jerry O'Connell's character just get sliced in the arm, and they were
Right.
like, that was literally just to sow seeds of doubt for Sydney to
Right.
think that he was actually one of the killers.
Like I kind of thought okay, well, already we're getting into it. Spoilers. The chick that ends up being one of the killers, I called that it to myself, pretty early on.
Pretty much.
She
right
was
off
never
the
in danger.
But she was never in danger, really. And there were moments where people were the Ghostface was on screen while she was too, and not in the costume. So it's like it sows that seed of doubt, in your head.
After we did the series on Bog Talk, I like,
Yeah, I gotta plug
I
those
watched-
episodes.
I watched this movie as like, I assume Alex watches these movies with like trying to identify all the things, like trying to look for stuff. Like the first time you see him, I was like, all right, watch for those boots, because they did the whole shoe thing in the first one. Like,
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't actually do some like shoot call out kind of stuff, because like that was like a big like misdirect that West did with the first one. Was like they paid attention to the boots that the killer wore.
Really?
And then they
Yeah,
showed that
yeah,
the
you see-
sheriff of
you-
the
but
town
if
was
you,
wearing
if
the
you
same
watch
boots
the
and
first
stuff.
stream, you see a lot of zoom in on feet, and not Quentin Tarantino style, but like the boots. You see a lot of different people wearing it. You see it's Dewey and the sheriff.
It's not. That's something that they don't like.
They don't call it out.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I meant.
it's literally just like something they use
Okay.
cinematography wise.
Yeah, it's,
and,
yeah, it was like
okay.
it was like an intentional misdirect
okay.
to
Yeah.
try to make you be like, oh shit, they got
And then
the same thing.
at the
Okay.
beginning, they show Jamie Kennedy always wears really colorful shoes. So it can't be Randy, even though everybody seems to think that it's Randy. Like Sydney gets the call, oh, hi, Randy. Oh, what's your favorite scary movie? And she's like, why are you doing that? And then Tatum sees Ghostface in the garage. She goes, okay, funny joke for Randy, but if Sid sees you like that, it's going to fucking freak her out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
these are things
I
didn't
watched.
pick up on.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I watched this like I said, I think to Alex right before we started. I watched it kind of like academically, where I was like,
Academically,
I was like every interaction, every line spoken, every character. I was trying to identify who the other killer was because are we in spoiler territory?
We might as well be because
Okay.
I mean he already said that it was a girl,
Spoilers!
but then again, realistically, you only have like a 33% chance of it actually being
Very
a girl.
true. So yeah,
Like,
I'll keep it. So other than the girl who is like, if you're listening to this before you go see the movie, you're obviously silly.
right? Yeah, if you wanted like a spoiler-free review
Spoiler-free,
of it,
it's really
we
tough.
all
We're
like
gonna
it a
try
lot.
our
It's
best
not
to
as
keep
good
it
as
as
the
long as we
original,
can.
obviously.
Like Alex said, there's a 1 in 3 chance that the killer is one of the killers is going to be female. So I'm just gonna keep referring to as. And the thing is, the
Representation.
whole reason I bring that up is because you're gonna be watching the movie, and within 15 minutes, you're gonna go, "Oh, it's fucking her."
Yeah,
Duh. You'll look at her. It's she's not a very well written character.
not really. Like honestly, I was kind of shocked at how little some of these characters got screen time. But then again, it wasn't like fucking the movie was about Randy or anything in the fucking first one. Like he just happened to have like some like memorable scenes that happened.
I was surprised by like the only besides the OG actors that were in Scream, besides them, the only actor in this movie that I recognized was the dude from The Boys.
Oh yeah, Jack Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where he's from.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
dude.
he's
That's
Huey.
Huey. Huey. Yeah.
I was
You're
trying
a
to
killer.
figure that
He's in
out.
that fucking Slipknot song. You're a killer, Huey. Yeah. Fucking, and he has almost no screen time at all in the trailers. He's a glimpse
He's
in
just
the
there.
trailers.
Yeah.
And
See,
and he had a
that's why I thought he
tremendous
was-
amount of screen time in the movie. So
I
that's
thought for sure that he was going to get offed in the hospital
Me
at first, and then
fucking
as soon as
too.
he didn't get more than just sliced like on the arm, I was like, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit."
Slice on the arm.
Okay,
Yeah, he literally
got a
slice on the arm.
There we are.
Yeah.
Are we just saying
Same arm too. Just
this guy in the trailer? I think we're still doing okay. Have we? I don't think.
no,
we
I said
who he
Jack
is.
Wade.
You did? Okay, yes. So, okay, there we go. Spoilers. It's goth chick and dude from The Boys.
They are the killers.
And like, yeah, so you get Amber and you get Richie, the two characters, and they have been secretly dating, and like, I don't get these relationships because like it's like these
But
fucking
I'm not gonna lie.
grown ass men dating these teenagers.
I'm not gonna lie. When they
Like, what?
first saw like on screen, when they first saw each other in the hospital room, as soon as they said hi to each other, I was like, "Uh-oh!" Like I knew something was going on. Like the way they said hi to each other was like a couple. And yeah, something triggered something in me.
Like
with
he was
that.
trying to fucking ignore her, but she was like, "Hi." And he was like, "Hi."
Something like that. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh shit!" But in that moment, my thought was, "Oh, they're gonna end up hooking up." Not that they had already been hooking up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel like it was a solid twist for the most part, but it was also one that if you kind of paid attention, yeah, it was like easy to
there
kinda
were
pick up on.
there were tons of twists, and yeah, maybe you could pick them out, but at the end of the day, all of them were fun, and that's like I liked them all. I was like, ha, all right, hell
I
yeah.
think I'm gonna wait for Aaron to be here for me to ask this question.
Oh boy.
But we'll
That's
so
fair, but like, yeah, okay.
I've got one in the chamber that I want to bring up, but I want to keep that same mentality right there.
Okay,
Well,
but like,
Aaron said he's give me a few minutes to finish eating and he'll hop on.
like I think it's really interesting that like this movie does honestly it didn't even feel like that like typical like passing of the torch. Like it honestly just felt like
They literally
this is
said
something that
term,
like
3 times in the story.
Yeah.
yeah, and like
And it
but,
totally
like
didn't.
it felt like they could just easily be like, okay, so Sydney and Gail got the fucking point. They're getting out of fucking Woodsboro. But like whatever happens now to these remaining characters turns into whatever, really. Like it can go wherever they really want it to.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of a freeing moment because like Sidney Prescott is important to this series.
Yes.
But like Nev Campbell is not going to do any more of these fucking movies. I would be very surprised because
I would be surprised if she didn't. I feel like that's an easy paycheck for her.
yeah, but she's never really wanted to just be the girl from the horror movie. She almost said no to this one.
She straight up had
noticed?
one of the other characters call her the Jamie Lee of the franchise. When the movie
she didn't have
completely Ouroboros itself or reverse Ouroboros and shoved itself up its own ass in the third act. And it got super duper meta to the point where I was like, I think we might be in an infinite loop. When she's sitting on the couch and you finally get to see a lot of Stab 1, a lot more than just Heather Graham's scene.
Yeah, I love the fact that the Heather Graham scene didn't get showed and they had just new footage of Stab 1.
I kind of thought that was
beautiful.
Fun.
That's good.
But it was. Did you hear what Randy's character's name was in the movie Randy was watching? Is Jamie, but it's Jamie Lee Curtis, but it was played by Jamie Kennedy, and I felt like there was like they were walking the razor's edge of like an infinite meta feedback loop.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because that's all I could think was that he's now yelling that the character based on him. I don't know. They got confused. I was just like, oh my gosh, how deep does this go? Because that's going to imply that in the Stab movies, the
guy that played him was named
Jamie.
How funny would that be if in actual Stab they had another actor named Jamie that played Randy?
Yeah, like it just feedback loop, infinite meta feedback loop.
It just turns into TV static the more you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how most meta gets for me. They do a lot of that in this movie, though.
A lot of meta.
When we've talked about it before, I've talked about how I appreciate their meta commentary because I didn't see the meta commentary before when I was a kid. I just saw a horror movie. Yeah, I saw a horror movie.
You saw it in Skeet Ulrich's eyes, where he had to go up to Wes Craven and go, "Why are they being funny?"
Yeah, like I watched a horror movie when I was a kid and it scared the shit out of me. So like watching it later on with the more of the meta contextual stuff.
I feel like they laid it on pretty thick on this one.
This one, it was way too thick. Like
yeah, it was like a whole thing. Like,
there was I got to the point where it got a little suffocating. Like
yeah, they just
where it was like if you don't watch all these other movies, plus have like a fair decent knowledge about the Scream franchise, you're not going to understand the next like 3 minutes of this movie.
That's true.
The next 3 minutes aren't direly important, but you're going to question why they're there if you haven't watched all of these movies and remember certain things about them.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because I felt like it was a pretty good way of like introducing the concepts, the characters and stuff to somebody, because like that's why they called it just
that's
Scream.
True.
They wanted it to be a way to be like, if you don't want to watch the originals, we'll give you a fucking synopsis.
Here's
like these people have been attacked 4 fucking times. These are the legacy characters. These are very important people. You'll probably know who they are if you see their face. And like they give it because they don't even introduce any of the legacy characters until like 30 or 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Like second act belongs to Dewey. Like,
it's definitely Dewey's act.
That was pretty brutal.
No, not talking about it yet. Not talking about it.
Well, what do we got? Favorite kill of the movie? Anybody got a favorite kill?
Yeah, that's that one.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
okay, let me rephrase it. Most brutal kill.
Shit, dude, it might be that one too.
Really?
I don't know. It might actually be that one.
The one where you see the knife go in the neck from side to side.
That was really cool.
I
did like that. I appreciated the effect on that one. That one was really interesting.
That one was cool, but like
I also didn't expect
there was
that character to die that early. Yeah.
It was the razzle dazzle of the other one that for me like gave it.
Dude, when that moment happened, it was like
The
Damn,
dialogue.
bro. I called it too. I was like, I
ratchet.
knew out of all of the characters that were gonna die at that moment, had to be.
And when we get into it, I'm gonna say it's a dumb death. It's unnecessary by every
Stretch of the imagination.
every character
No, dude.
motivation.
It's literally Han
Aaron,
Solo.
get on here because say it again.
It's literally Han Solo.
Thank you
Ben!
for that.
Ben!
No,
You know it.
no, but Han Solo's death had way more meaning.
Well, that's true.
But that was the commentary they were making.
He
was
was-
that it has weight. It has meaning behind it. That is not a decision you make lightly. It is a decision you have to be sure about.
He had a gun that
Yeah.
has significant range compared to a knife, yet he chose in hubris
to walk
to
up
walk
to the
up to
motherfucker.
him close enough and not be startled enough in that moment of sheer fucking adrenaline not to accidentally squeeze off around at that critical moment. He's just like, my phone?
Yeah.
My phone go off? Oh, what?
Yeah, you got
It could be
distracted by-
down.
like
It was in his choosing to walk off the elevator to do it. Where were the fuck?
how many people in that movie theater's phones were going off and nobody responded to it at all? You know what I mean? Like I got a few texts during the movie and I didn't
And he is
look at them.
finger on the trigger of an old revolver, just shaking with adrenaline. And
I
he
mean,
goes,
yeah.
huh? And it's not like as soon as anything startled, we go, "Apa! Oh shit!" And then whoever was in the costume with that homegirl, she would have just got her brains pooped out all over the inside of that mask.
Yeah.
But no, he got distracted by his phone.
But
after heroically
but-
stepping off the elevator.
Bro.
But hey, wait. Didn't he? The only reason Ghostface was there was because he shot him a few times,
He
right?
had a vest.
Fast.
Yeah. Like they already had
and that-
established that,
some-
Ghostfaces do
Some
in
quite,
the third fucking movie.
quite literal plot armor.
Nah.
No, dude, it's a Kevlar vest. You know how fucking easy those are to actually get?
Very. You
Yeah,
can-
exactly.
You can get them in Flint.
Yeah, like you literally can get them. Like it's not
It's
it's,
a
like-
guy
yeah.
on the street with
it's
them
not
all
a,
hanging up.
it's
No,
not a
yeah,
plot
yeah,
convenience when it's something that's easily attainable, is what I'm saying.
That's true. They are easily,
Especially
attainable.
when you're going on a murder spree. Do you
Yeah.
think that you wouldn't think to get armor?
a little bit at least.
Who are you, Stu Mocker? Are you a
My-
fucking idiot?
My whole thing too with that scene is how was there one police officer on an entire floor of a hospital enough that he could shut down power to the entire floor to make the emergency lighting come on, and not one alarm or one person was like, one other person in the hospital, security, maintenance, that
Right.
someone standing the fuck outside.
You think
Looks
that
up and
these
see-
places would be staffed better?
Is there like
Or filled with patients.
or
Yeah, this-
filled with bitches? When he turned that off, how many people on life support died? for that
Right.
kill?
Right.
Well, they said that floor was private floor.
They did establish that early on. That's true. But still, in today's world, we don't have those anymore.
That's well,
so,
maybe
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from a pandemic standpoint, but I just don't see a private floor existing like that in a California hospital for a girl who was
Right.
stabbed to place one cop out, like
right.
I mean, Woodsboro is a small place.
with a massive hospital
Yeah.
that could have a giant, massive private floor like that.
Well, did you notice that the last hospital looked completely different than the hospital they were in this time?
Yeah, a little bit. Renovations.
Yeah, in Scream 4, that hospital did
And
not
that's-
look like that shit.
And that's very Halloween too.
Yeah, it had a very Halloween 2 vibe.
I
to
kept
that, 'cause,
feeling like
they kept
that.
on returning to the hospital too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, okay, can we just talk about how there wasn't an opening kill? there was an opening attack that didn't
That's a good
successfully
point.
land.
I thought she was dead.
Oh,
That's a good point, actually.
They straight
Can
up
we talk about that? What does that mean?
They flipped the script. They were like, yeah, no, okay, this time we're gonna be different. She's gonna fucking live. Like,
That was wild to me.
that's
I
so
did not
interesting.
expect her to live.
Yeah, me either. I thought for sure, especially
Yeah.
because like snapped the leg, stabbed her in the chest a bunch. Like,
And then it cuts right before he looks like he's about to cut her throat,
yeah,
and it goes to the opening title sequence.
yeah, maybe.
So
they
we
had
don't
to
see
put
it,
close
like,
to the
but
face that they were like, nope.
we thought like there's no reason to think that she was alive at
Yeah,
that point. That's for sure. And then we cut to and then
her.
we cut to her sister sitting outside of her work with the boyfriend walking up, and she's popping the pills, the antipsychotics or whatever,
yeah.
because apparently she has visions of who's that guy, her dad,
Billy
Her
Loomis.
Yeah.
true father,
her true
Billy
father, the
Loomis.
original Ghostface
Which
killer.
I love that they didn't like de-age Skeet Ulrich. It was just Skeet Ulrich older and like still normal Skeet Ulrich.
He didn't.
They
I mean,
did
it looked
de-age him?
pretty spot on. Like, it looked
I
good.
thought
No,
His
if
still looked
they
good.
tried to de-age him, they did like an okay job because he
Well-
totally looked fucking older.
Well,
that
he still
motherfucker-
looks good
Well-
then. Like, he still looks like
Oh yeah, he
that,
looks
you
fine.
know?
Like, I'm not saying that he's not like still, but he
I couldn't tell.
no.
Are you expressing like your feelings for Skeet Ulrich?
No, if I'm expressing my feelings for Skeet Ulrich, I'm saying that he is lukewarm at best.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
Well, if Aaron's here, I'm going to the bathroom.
But you're the guy.
I hit the fucking microphone.
Oh, you're fine.
I know I'm the guy, but I'm gonna.
Aha!
Yo,
Yo!
what up?
What up? Alex is going to the restroom real quick.
Of course,
Oh,
he's trying to
word.
delay. He's trying to delay my comparison as long as possible.
You know, I was thinking about that on the way back. I had a lot. I had a lot of things to think about on the way back, and that was one of them.
well, I feel like all three of us have shared some of our opinions. So you go ahead and start, Aaron. Like, what do you it's
This
just
is
early
also-
thoughts.
for those listening on Spotify. This is an audio medium, so Aaron has joined us.
Yes.
what up? No, I'm glad that I watched the original the other night because, like, not to say that I wouldn't have gotten as much out of it if I didn't see that one, but I'll say that there was a lot of stuff that I'm glad I did pick up on, because otherwise I'd have been pretty lost as far as like who the returning characters were and like what what some of their plot points were and stuff, and like just why they were even there to begin with. It made way more sense in that way.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree with that.
and-
Yeah.
Fucking like some of the just kills in this movie,
Oh,
it was insane. Like, they didn't pull any punches with it. They pretty much just let it be as brutal as they possibly could.
Yeah, dude.
Like some of the oh man.
what was your favorite one?
Well, before they set the one chick on fire,
Oh, dude, that shit was
so
fucking
good.
brilliant.
that was pretty wild. Yeah. Before that, probably God, there was a lot of like somebody gets like stabbed and then they fall down and they're just like kind of going in at them. That was pretty brutal.
I like the one where you could see the blade come through the neck.
Yeah.
I liked that one a lot. That was pretty. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Dude, they had some really good ones. Honestly, I even think the one with like a creeper dude with the mustache that was like hitting on the one girl, when he just kind of fucking comes up, gets stabbed in the neck really quick, and then like fucking falls over and just he just pops him right in the neck real quick. And
that was really good.
I love that was the jump scare, was the stab.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that Ghostface was behind him or anything like that. It was literally just right into his fucking throat.
Yeah, that was kind of weird because like they almost like it's really subtle. It's like super quick, and then all of a sudden it's that he's just dead. And you're like,
Yeah.
wow.
Why would either, being that we know who the killers are, why would either of them have killed him?
Because they wanted to throw people in suspicion of the girl that he was harassing. because they
Oh,
kind of like laid her out to be a psycho, you know.
Okay.
Like, she was kind of a
Okay.
bitch. And that was
They-
what everybody hated about her.
Okay.
They did a really good job, I thought, of making the people that ended up being the killers just super unlikable. At least I thought. I don't know.
Agreed. Well, the
I
chick.
don't know.
I thought the chick was cute, but
I like Huey. Like,
and Huey. That was Huey from
Yeah.
the Boys.
I can't wait for season 3. June, motherfucker.
You're a killer, Huey.
I just
So yeah, what were you gonna bring up once Aaron got on?
Yeah, let's talk
You
about
had
that,
something
and
in
then
the
we'll
chamber.
go into spoilers and get into all of our favorite kills and stuff.
yeah. So I have been screaming into microphones about Star Wars and the sequels. About a year now. We're coming up about on a year of Bog Talk.
Yeah, anytime we talk about the sequels, he gets heated for
I
half
tend
a
to
second.
get a little heated.
I'm surprised we haven't just done an episode on them.
I don't think I'm emotionally ready.
I mean, it's gonna take some time.
You know,
It's
it's
be
like
long.
I don't think I can control myself long enough to not just Alex Jones a 3-hour episode about like the first trilogy. And then God knows I would Dan Carlin the hell out of the sequel trilogy because holy shit,
There's a lot to unpack.
there's a
from
lot
those.
to unpack. However, I can now officially sympathize with people that are like, well, they just did the first one again, but with different people. And they brought a couple of the old people back, sure, but like it's just the same thing, dude, in the same place. Oh, look at that. The end takes place at a party with a fucking house, and it's 2 people, and it's a setup. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it was the fucking. I'm just gonna say it so that I can put it in the words. It was the Scream Awakens. It was the Force Awakens. I now can sympathize with how people that aren't like Star Wars fucking diehards like I am that would look at the Force Awakens and A New Hope and go, it's the same fucking movie. There's new people, and instead of a fucking moon, it's a planet that blows up multiple planets at once. And it's got a guy in a mask. It's got someone from a desert planet that shows up and you can fight with a lightsaber. It's got an old person that finds that person on the desert planet and takes them away from them and teaches them about the best fucking ways of the Force.
And then sacrifices
There I
their
go.
life
See,
unwittingly.
this is what fucking happens. But I had to do it because I have to say, as much as I enjoyed this movie, it was definitely like, I see where people were coming from with The Force Awakens. Like, okay, if you're not diving deep into all 9 of these movies and picking into all the other stuff, it's the same thing. It's with different guys and some of the other guys. And then one of the old wise guys that used to be like fun and quirky, but like it's gotten serious now because his wife's gone and they're not together anymore.
And they broke
Ends
up
up getting
because of
stabbed by a young person wearing all black in a mask.
Dude, and did you notice that they like straight up like made that shit look like Jedi robes too?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I will. Okay,
Like,
this.
I
one-
thought that was
If
like the
there
most
was
like
something-
fucking like look, we're meta. I was like, damn, bro, they
I-
straight up fucking Kylo Ren that
a
fucking
little
outfit
bit,
too.
but it definitely like it was something about the way they did frame these ghosts. And okay, by the way, with that, I'm gonna bring it back down a few notches. I'm gonna fucking namaste.
Namaste. Fucking
The Force.
no more Star Wars.
No more Star Wars. But I had to say, there it is.
Well, I mean, shit, that was the first thing you said to me when the movie
Yeah,
was over.
I just
It's
looked
like
over. I went,
poetry,
it's
it
like
rhymes.
poetry. It rhymes. Yup. Yup. No one can ever throw this back at me.
That's like poetry, it rhymes. Which I gotta say, that is an apt description this movie. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
That's exactly what, and that's what I like.
But I thought they did a well enough job of melding the concept of like a requel where it's like, oh, you bring in the legacy characters, you fucking introduce some new hats that can fucking, be twirled around and dance for people. But like they were so aware of the fact that movies have gotten to that point. It was the whole point of it was to be metatextual about it. Like fucking one of the killers literally says, how can a fandom be toxic? They are like fucking pounding that shit in. It is like not subtle whatsoever, but like it's kind of the point. Because it's like, oh, look, Scream's the meta film. Yeah, look, we're the fucking meta film. We're the fucking meta film. Like, yes, that is the point.
We get it.
And like, I love that it becomes a cyclical thinking thing where it turns into, like we know that we're the meta film, but like, if you're always meta, it's kind of much.
Right.
You got to know when to just let things be things.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these kills are exactly why I think that this thing lets things be things. Cause like I'm just gonna throw it out there. We're gonna spoil the fuck out of this movie right now. When they fucking killed Dewey, I called that shit.
He did.
I called that. I was like, if they're gonna kill anybody, it's not gonna be Gail Weathers. It's not gonna be Sydney. It's gonna be Dewey. That motherfucker was supposed to die like 3 different times in the series.
Right.
It was obvious.
Yeah.
He even talked when he started talking about it when they first talked to him, and he's like, I've been stabbed 9 times. I've got permanent nerve damage and a funny little limp. You think I want to go back into this? Like,
yeah. It's like, exactly. He wouldn't. But as soon as Sydney said, oh, as long as they have you to protect them, it was like, fuck, she's right.
It's almost like that.
And he dressed up like Han Solo.
Go back to it. That's it. Last time. Sorry.
No, but he was Han Solo.
Yeah.
He was literally Han Solo. Hey, I gotta go shoot him in the head. Even though I should have just done that when I was shooting him the first fucking play. Because I went through that with fucking Roman. Fucking idiot. God damn it. You literally did that 2 goddamn movies ago.
Dude, I had that same thought. I was like, what? Why didn't you just do it the first time? Why didn't you pull the mask off when he was in there? Like, why are you running back to be the hero right now? I mean, I know that's like, dumb kills or kind of like dumb setups for kills is kind of the name of this movie. But I mean, I was like, really? Like, you just like, I don't know.
Why doesn't anybody, while they're being stabbed, go for the mask?
Right.
Yeah, I had that thought too.
Yeah, they never try to unmask the guy.
I guess
like even Casey Becker unmasked the fucking killer.
Did she?
Yeah, she grabbed the mask straight off him because like you can kind of almost see that she knew it was somebody that like it was like somebody close to her because like the way she kind of reacts to it is just kind of like, huh. Like, oh
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that just kind of dawned on me that like for a movie that's so meta, why doesn't anyone ever go for the mask? Like, and why haven't they brought it up yet? Maybe, you know what? Oh, there we go. Scream 6 or 2 or whatever they're going with on their new.
Honestly, I think if anything, they'll do like subtext. They'll do like Scream New Blood or some bullshit like that.
Scream Awakens.
The Scream Awakens. Exactly.
The Scream rebooting.
But I want to see. I would love to see the next one. Is like Scrum.
Scrummed. It's the new past tense of screamed.
Scream stabbed.
Yeah, they'll just start making them stab movies instead.
Stab movies.
It's just called Yell.
Whisper.
But have the next one like with the opening kill with their dying thing, had them pull off and reveal one of the killers right off the bat. So you have to
figure out who the accomplice is.
So you got to sit and you sit there the whole time while they're like in the friend group, like, it's them. Just listen to them.
Damn, dude, that's actually a pretty good idea.
it's
That would be
free to
fun.
use because I would love that. I would sit there and be
It'd
like,
be
who's the fucking accomplice? That would.
It'd be like Knives Out, where you know what happens the entire time, but like, why does it happen?
Yeah. There we go.
Ooh.
Fucking
Ooh.
Kevin Feige, friend of the show. I know that you.
Kevin Feige
you've
has
got
nothing to
friends.
do with this.
He could call someone. He's got contacts.
No, this is used to be YouTuber Collective Radio Silence doing this. They did the movie Ready or Not.
Oh, that's
Beautiful,
right.
beautiful horror comedy. I recommend it to anybody. I won't talk about it because if you haven't seen it, go see it because it's a really fucking good movie. And Samara Weaving is a gem. She's so good in the movie. But this is not about that. But it's Radio Silence, like pretty much used that movie to like kind of show that like they had what it takes to do something that is comedic but is still horrific and graphic to its core.
This one is that.
And yeah, they made Ghostface one of the most intimidating that he's ever been.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cinematography wise,
That's
like we were
true.
talking about the costume. Whenever Ghostface came walking onto the scene, it was always like far more intimidating than like the jump scares.
It was.
Yeah.
Speaking of jump scares, Wes's kills with the 15 fucking fake jump scares.
I fucking
I got
loved
to the
that.
point where I was just sitting back like, just kill me.
After the third like fake jump scare where he closed the door thing, I was like, okay, so now it's coming. And then he fucking closes the door and locks it. He's like, whatever. And walks
It's
away.
literally,
You're like,
it's literally fucking. I sat there going, they're just fucking with us. They are
Yeah.
just fucking with us so hard right now. But I enjoyed that.
yeah, that kill
I
was
enjoyed
fucking
it.
intense because like they killed Judy.
Yeah.
They killed Judy.
I
Man, her
broad
lemon squares may have
fucking
tasted like
daylight.
ass, but she was a gem. She was
Yeah.
so good.
yeah, she was pure good like the whole
Yeah,
time. Like,
which that's probably why she had to die.
I thought,
Broad fucking daylight.
so
too.
yeah, that's what I
it
thought
was
was
so
weird about it.
we didn't bring up, but I've seen brought up before is the difference in kill styles between the killers in all the movies.
Okay, that's interesting because you're right. They do have specific kill styles, like Billy Loomis being the one that's like very precise and like makes sure he knows what he's doing. Stu being the one that's like very showman-y and stuff, uses two hands to stab
Yeah.
people and shit. You get like Mickey, who is very brutally like big stabs and stuff, and then you get the frantic kills of Mrs. Loomis, which I don't think she killed too many people.
I don't think
Actually,
she
I
did.
think she killed mostly Randy.
Yeah.
And then you get Roman, who had something to prove, so he was pretty much into big like set piece kills and stuff. He wanted it to be fucking a spectacle. And then you get Jill and her boyfriend. What the fuck was his character name? It was Rory Culkin,
Yeah,
but
Rory Culkin.
I don't remember what his character name was.
Hmm.
But they had like they have to be more brutal. They have to because it's the fucking reboot, man. We're gonna fucking gut a girl in her fucking room kind of shit. Where like they had to make it way more brutal than it was. And then this one is just like he doesn't have anything to prove. It's just that's how they roll. They're just
That's,
fucking
Like,
stabbing
you
and
could tell
stabbing away.
When it was clearly it was homegirl. I can't remember her name. Her character was so
Amber.
Amber.
Amber. Which as soon as they had that video at the beginning, it's like, why was it a video?
Why was it a video and not a live stream?
Yeah.
That's what made me be like, oh, it's her.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't Amber. Oh, it's not. You're not just a distraction.
Yeah. So you're standing there talking to me at full volume on the phone, holding up her nose. It was a video. Like she opened it up with a video.
Yeah. By the way, why? So this movie isn't like it's like set current times, right?
Yeah.
Who the fuck still has a house phone? Who's still using the house phone?
Bro, not
Why?
only did Homegirl at the beginning have a house phone, but
Wrong.
Homegirl that was the killer had a house phone.
Oh yeah.
They like everybody had like a house phone in
Yeah.
this fucking movie for some reason. And it's weird because like obviously they're all toting around a smartphone, it is current year.
Yeah, she's
year.
talking on the
Yeah.
house phone while trying to lock the doors with her smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
I
now
think
I'm
that
thinking
was the
about it,
way that she could like actually be talking on the phone while she was doing that too, instead of just like being on
Right.
speaker and shit.
So it's
Yeah.
more of a movie.
now-
Okay.
Yeah,
Now I'm
like,
thinking
it was
about-
also a contrivance to be like, oh look,
Oh,
we're like the movie.
And which one of them do you think was smart enough to be able to completely clone a smartphone? Was it the high school student
Oh,
or was it the guy who worked at the bowling alley?
It was Jack Quaid for sure, because he literally said that he tracked Samantha down specifically because she was the daughter of Billy Loomis. Like he went out of his way to go find her. So who knows what the fuck he was doing up until that point.
So he might have gotten
She
a
was
job
like,
at
I've
the
only
bowling
known him for
alley
a couple
to
of months.
be close to her.
Yeah.
I think I may have just tripped my ankle here in the first plot hole I'm finding, because nobody knew that it was Billy Loomis was her dad, except her mom and the guy's dad. That's
Right.
it. It was written about in a diary. It's not like Billy Loomis was on her fucking certificate.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
And it's not like this
public
guy he
information.
like just kind of like perused like therapist or psychologist psychotherapy notes and it was like, oh shit, I found her. Like I kind of don't think he would have been able to track her down like that.
I don't know.
I don't, because
You're
like
right.
they kind of she makes a big deal about how she found it written in the diary, and she was like, see, mom and dad was behind her and he left that night, and mom goes off and does business stuff. So unless like this dude who is just obsessed with these movies and was like in this toxic fandom, quote unquote, on a subreddit, was like sitting at a bar and this guy was like, yeah, my bitch of an ex-wife slept with that Billy Loomis bastard and I raised his bastard daughter. And he was like, can I get their address real quick? Like, right? Like,
quick. There's no big
I
deal.
don't see it playing out really any other way, like logistically.
Yeah, it's actually a good point.
That's a pretty solid like way to think about it, because like realistically, yeah, it would take a lot to actually get that information out and about, and
That's not like public record at all. Like,
but it could be known. That's one thing, is that it could be one of those things that like she told a friend and like she like swore her to secrecy, but her friend is kind of shitty and that shit got out.
but if stab is such a big thing in this universe of movies, that information would be worth so much. And I feel like it would be, if it's available for this guy on a subreddit who is first off in a very immoral relationship with a girl online, a high school chick online.
Yeah, dude, they had two
I think
creepers in this movie,
we
man.
kind of glanced past his like the pedophilia, I guess. It's the only way to really call it.
Yeah, there's not really too many ways to dance around it. That's pretty much what it is.
He was grooming a young girl online
Just murdering.
to murdering. Like, we're skipping right past the like banging and going right into like
Damn.
slaughtering, like annihilating a family. That's one of the craziest serial killer things you can do. They killed Judy and Wes.
Who is Judy's husband?
Not in the picture. The only reason I say that he is like a non-entity is because when he's setting the table, he just instinctively grabs the two place settings.
Right, but I mean, his dad could have been out of his life for a while. Like, it could have been like one of those things where it's like he fell ill and died, or some X amount
Or
of
it's
shit.
gonna be Scream fucking 9.
No, 'cause,
somehow
like,
Billy
Billy-
Loomis has returned.
Yeah.
No, that'd be funny. Somehow Billy Loomis has returned. Fuck, dude, it's Palpatine.
It's
But like,
Thank you, Chen. He agrees.
Because like it also was weird because it was 11 years ago that we got the last Scream movie.
Hit that door closer.
That's not enough time for her to have a baby and stuff. So she would have already had to have been married. Man, maybe I didn't pay enough attention to Scream 4 or something. Shit.
Come on, anybody. Yeah. You're the 5th guest on the podcast.
Got a cat.
I love cats on the podcast.
One of my favorite parts of this, they did it in the first movie, and I'm sure they probably did it the others too. Which leads me to like this kind of made me want to go back and watch the other ones too. But I just loved all of like the super self-aware jokes, like the super meta type stuff where where the one girl is talking to the guy who's like going out of the basement. And they're like, she's like, oh, you're going alone? He's like, well, I asked you and you didn't want to. He's like, well, that's
all right.
whatever.
Yeah.
There was that.
All right, I'll be right back. And they start laughing at each other about it. Like,
yep.
Yep. That every time I watch Scream, that has become one of those, like, for a couple of years after that. If someone says, I'll be right back, I'll go,
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
They said the thing.
Dude, it's always, and anytime, I'm surprised they didn't, well, I don't know, I guess they did say it, but they didn't mention the fact that anytime somebody says, we got to get out of here, we got to leave, we got to get out of here, they
fucking
it's
don't.
over. Yeah, they never do.
They fucking don't.
They fucking don't, dude. They're like, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah.
And then they get stabbed to death.
Honestly,
And they're like, oh, that sucks, dude.
I
You didn't
kind
get
of
out of there.
envisioned them, like, if fucking Huey wasn't the killer, I think what would have been a fantastic, and it would have done critically well, but like to like give a good nod to the franchise and to have this be the last one is them be at the hospital and Sidney be like, oh, this isn't over till he's in the ground. And it just has to have to be like, you people are all suffering from like severe trauma built up over like 2.5 decades. I really don't think, first off, why do both of you have guns? I don't think you should. Second off, you're telling me
Gail lives in New York.
She's
She's a
Sidney
gun.
fucking Prescott.
Yeah, she's Sidney fucking Prescott. That is her weapon of choice. That is how she has killed most of the people she has killed. And she has killed at least 4 people.
And I am still looking for somebody who knows more than I do about murder and manslaughter laws.
That's fair.
So there's self-defense, and then there's shooting the guy in the head while he's on the ground. He may have been dead. He may not have been. I think it was in 4.
Finish him.
The guy that's on the ground. It's in 2. She shoots him in the head. And
no, she shoots Mrs. Loomis in the head.
But
puts it right in between her fucking eyes.
Sorry, but that's murder. Like, if she was still alive, if she was still alive, and there was a chance that medical services could have gotten her, in no way, shape, or form, and she couldn't have. She wasn't like actually running. Like,
no, Mickey did that part.
No, yeah. So I just don't think Sidney Prescott's allowed to own a gun, which makes me think she has like this like unregistered thing, which tells me that there's a scene we don't get to see of like Mom Sidney Prescott going down to like a fucking seedy biker bar and being like, I need a gun. And then being like, little lady, you better get out of here. And her being like, I'm Sidney fucking Prescott. Like,
I'm like, damn, did you really shoot that guy point blank in the brain? Yeah.
Damn right. I've got more kills than half the bikers in this bar.
That's why I loved at the fucking party scene when it's her and Gail kicking ass for half a second. You want this one? No, I think it's yours. And like she hands Gail the gun and Gail's like, fuck yeah, bitch.
Yeah. Again, dude, like, I'm pretty sure that's just murder.
When are we gonna?
That was the point, though. They literally even say at when Sam is like, "Okay, you two want me to help you commit a murder," and they're like, "Yes,
pretty much. Yeah,
that is exactly what we want you to do."
I did get a giggle on that, but
because they were like, "Fuck yeah, we've literally had to kill so many people like this. We're sick of it. We're killing them immediately."
If they wanted this to just be like the end of the franchise, what would have been a beautiful ending? But what would have been a beautiful ending is them getting in the car, driving away from Woodsboro, and like you get some like post-credit stuff that's like fucking I hope Sidney got the help she needs. Gail wrote a wonderful book about the life of Huey, or like
Cindy's
a line
got
of children's
happy
books.
family with 2 daughters.
She needs psychological help, dude.
Murder.
But she doesn't.
Buddy.
She went.
She can shoot the psychological help. It's how she solves her problem. She shoots things.
America.
Fuck
She's Sydney fucking Prescott. She's not fucking Laurie Strode.
Dude,
They want you
I
to
don't know.
believe that she is though in this one.
I don't know. I like.
Yeah, I love the fact that she was just like, yeah, you need your fucking Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's like, damn, bro. Like, I get
Hey,
that, like,
there's
she's the
a-
OG
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she was in more of, no way, actually.
No.
Now Jamie Lee Curtis edges her out just by like one movie.
Yep.
Damn.
Still excited for the next one, even though the last one sucked.
Bro, Halloween Kills killed my interest in the
Sucked.
franchise. Bam.
The first one was dope. First
The
one was
2018 one,
super
I
good.
love the Sartain
Yeah.
kill where he stomps him out.
And then the next one sucked.
I still haven't watched Halloween Kills because I want to remain pure.
Sucked. Watch it, but it sucks.
All I'm gonna say about it is the wrong Strode died.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cosign.
Wait,
Not the one you think it is.
Judy Greer.
Yeah. It was the one you thought it was.
It was the one you thought it was.
That's the only one that wouldn't make sense.
The wrong. No, dude. Kill the daughter. I don't even care. Get rid of that fucking character. She did nothing.
When's it? Wait. Is Scream Ghostface? Ghostface is like our most recent slasher franchise. Like what's been since Ghostface?
Collector.
Yeah. But he's only got 2
Oh,
movies.
Saw.
Yeah, Saw would be
Jigsaw.
like the most recent.
Jigsaw would be the yeah.
Because he was early 2000s.
Yeah, those movies fucking suck.
First 2 are pretty dope.
Yeah, they have some merit in the first 2 for sure. Honestly, I think towards the end of the series too, they tried a little harder with like what they were doing.
Well,
Because they knew that they were losing people.
the 7-esque Chris Rock one.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah.
the spiral
Spiral.
Oh, I still haven't seen
from
that.
the book of
I
Saw.
didn't hate it. I just like Chris Rock and anything he does, really. So
It's just it's a mess Saw movie. That's what it
Yeah,
really comes down
yeah,
to. It's got
yeah.
good kills, it's fun,
Okay.
but
Samuel-
like the
Isn't
storyline
Samuel
is
L. Jackson in that too?
kinda
Yeah.
like he shows up.
Fair enough. Nick Fury style.
So-
They don't got the Samuel L. Jackson money.
So,
Right.
where does this one lie in the franchise? You think?
Yeah, where does it lie for you, Alex? Like how good
See-
was this one compared to the others?
I honestly think out of the sequels,
Good.
I'm gonna put this literally at number 2.
Holy fuck!
OG is the first one, obviously, but like Scream 4 had
That's huge.
great story, great characters. I just felt like there was some issue to it because, like, if they would have been able to flesh it out more and like do the sequels like they wanted to, keep Kirby in the series and stuff like that, it would have been really fun to actually see. But it's a lot of promise of what won't to come, and that kind of sucks. And like that's why it's gonna be the number 3 for me now. But like this new one, it did everything that you would want out of a Scream movie. It gave you kills. It upped the stakes by literally killing a legacy member. It drove itself insane with its own purpose because of the fact that it had to be a meta film. But them pointing out that it's a meta film made it more of a meta inception thing where like it kind of like engulfed itself within its own meta. And like I feel like that is so fitting of this series. And the reveal was just telegraphed enough that like you would almost not expect it, but then when it actually happens, when you get the killer reveal and like, oh, welcome to the fucking third act, that shit
That was
hit.
Yeah.
it
cool.
actually did.
Yeah.
That
Right.
shit literally flipped
It
the
did
fucking
hit.
switch on the entire movie.
She capped her.
Red-haired girl that they wanted to make look
That's
like a
right.
psycho.
That's right.
It actually did hit. You're right about that.
And it was something that like it just drove it home. I don't know. Like I just feel like the killer reveal was intense. The big final showdown was intense. They gave you just enough fan service of Gail and fucking Sydney kicking ass and taking names for a second, lighting homegirl on fire on the skillet. Like,
I really wish they didn't like. I wish that there had been like a few more seconds of kicking ass before Gail got shot in the gut.
yeah, that was a bummer.
I was like, come on, let him charge in. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I was, yeah.
I also want to just throw this out there. Negative points to the Billy Loomis ghost because, like, yeah,
That was weird.
he's the fucking father and he's a legacy character too, but like, I didn't need that.
Nah,
I didn't need that visual representation of it. It could have just been something that loomed over her, but like they had to personify it with actual Billy, and that was
and
kind
she's
of
like
a
taking
bummer.
medication for it. And
Yeah, and that felt
freaking-
kind of
Yeah.
tasteless too. But like,
but it also didn't seem like until the final moment where he's like, "Hey, there's a knife."
I
It
love
didn't
that.
It
He
didn't,
literally looks over and goes, "Hey,
it,
I
did,
got that hunting knife though."
it didn't feel like it served any purpose to the story because like we never really went into her psychosis or anything. You know, like
It was
that
just
never
kind of
really came
part
into
of
play.
her character. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like overall, yeah, I'm gonna put it at
I'm-
number 2. I love the shock value of it. I feel like it knew when to be funny and how to be extravagantly gory to the point where like this franchise wishes that it could have been like that through some of these sequels because like Scream 3 is almost a comedy movie. Like it's
Yeah.
to that point where they literally
had
go
to
out
play
of
it
their way.
safe because I think that this movie was able to get made because of how much audiences have come to expect from horror movies.
Yeah, because
in
people
the past
expect it
10
to be
years.
I mean,
literally what Jamie Kennedy in the second one, carnage candy. They want gore. They want to
but
see
they
that shit.
want-
They want to see that knife go all of the way through Wes's neck.
And they want
Like,
you, but they
sick.
want you to feel bad for the character. Like she talks about it. She had that whole speech about oh fuck, how did she say it at the beginning? It sounded really smart and I wanted to remember
In the
it.
very beginning of the
In
movie.
very beginning,
where-
where she talks about how like the movies that give you like a psychological
And-
and to what's going on,
and she
then, like,
literally lists like every
it
like
follows,
big horror movie.
Hereditary.
Yeah,
shit like
Yeah,
that.
The Witch.
elevated horror.
Like elevated horror. Yeah, I'm good on that. Whatever.
Uh,
But that blew my mind off the rip that they like from the first scene in the movie they lay down like they name drop every big horror movie that's come out in a while, and what's hilarious to me is every single one that they name dropped are ones that I don't particularly care for. Like I didn't really like any of those movies.
I think
don't
Hereditary
get why,
was my only one that
I
I was
don't-
like, yeah, I like that movie.
I don't
It
get why everybody
Follows
likes the
was-
fucking Witch. It Follows sucked.
okay.
The Witch
But-
has really good shit in it though.
The Witch,
Like,
the Witch,
Yeah, I like that one.
the Witch.
Maybe I gotta rewatch it.
You got to
do you
rewatch
wanna
the
live
Witch.
deliciously.
because I
What's
saw
now
that
like
shit,
a pretty dress?
I literally saw that in theaters, with like 3 of my
Oh,
friends.
that's not a theater movie.
and we
That's
and,
not a
and when it
theater movie.
and
You
when
might
it-
fall asleep in a theater.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Dude.
That's fucking no. The Witch is like you need to read a little bit of the fucking Satanic Bible. You
Well,
need to
I've done
get-
that.
You need to roll up a fucking couple more of those hogs legs.
Yeah,
you need
buddy.
to sit down and watch that alone, just ripping that. And when it gets done, you just need to focus on that last scene.
I just
The last
like
scene
in the theater we all like it ended, the lights came on, and we all looked at each other like, the fuck was that? Like nobody got it. It was like
It was a very
Weird. It was
specific
just
kind
weird.
of horror movie.
yeah,
Um,
no, like
but
Hereditary,
You know,
not
they-
a big
I
fan.
love Hereditary because you get to
Hereditary-
see fucking Alex Wolf beat the shit out of his own face to the point where that thing was padded. He actually bled on that thing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Aaron, what's the one you keep trying to get me to watch?
Oh, Midsummer.
Midsummer. Yep. I think they name dropped that one too. In
Yeah,
That one's a pretty
yeah.
good one. It's
It's those ones that
it's like
are
the Wicker Man.
I'm
the,
not like
the
a cult
Ari
movie
Aster,
guy.
the Ari Aster horror movies. You can watch them once, and if you want to watch them again, like if you want to watch them again, like I don't know if I want to hang out with you.
My
Like,
favorite A24 horror movie is easily The Lighthouse because Willem Dafoe and
That's
Robert
a horror
Pattinson,
movie?
bro. It is literally.
I thought it was just a drama.
it's
It
like
is literally like-
psychological horror.
It's a psychological
Oh, I
horror
dig
out the
that.
ass.
kind of
So,
like Shutter Island.
it's
Oh, I
literally
dig
like,
that.
can you trust the person you're with for an entire month? It's
And
just the
I
two
heard
of
the
you on a
performances
fucking
are
island.
Unreal.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I heard the perform. Have you guys both
They're
seen it?
amazing. It's
Really?
like honestly, I would recommend
see,
it.
I
super
haven't
heavily.
watched it, but I've seen like the breakdown with like all the good
Watch
scenes.
it.
I need to actually watch it. But
That's all right. All right.
it's one of those movies
All
that
right.
I hear enough praise that it's not like The Revenant where like
You get to see that mermussy.
you get to see that mermaid
Say that,
apparently.
come again?
Mermussy.
Marmussy.
Yeah, this motherfucker going crazy, right? He's thinking, I got this little figurine of a fucking mermaid, and he is cranking one out
Oh boy.
to a fucking fantasy that he's
Mixing a
having,
batch.
where he literally sees a mermaid's vagina, and this happens in that movie.
And see, you know what my favorite part about that kind of shit is like while that's
Out of
all like
context,
wild. But no, my favorite thing is that like so there's the director and the writer and they share this vision, right?
Mhm.
And you get the cinematographer who's gonna light it and all that stuff. But somewhere there's just like a guy in a prop department who gets work orders. And they're like
We need to make a
realistic
mermaid tail.
mermaid's vagina.
What do
And
you
he
think
was
they
like,
got for Lady in the Water?
True.
and he grabbed like a fleshlight and like the bottom half from Splash. Yeah, all right, make this work. I got this.
Have you guys seen Splice? I mean,
That's a fun movie. Yeah.
Splice. Which one was that?
Adrian Brody.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay.
No, I've been on a
We're going on a tangent here.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of. I was bringing up where you place this one because I had
That's right.
because
Because yeah,
I mean,
it's my number
I'm-
2 at this point. I go
you-
original, this one, 4, 2, 3.
You are by far the biggest fan in the room of this franchise. So for this one to immediately jump to number 2,
that's
that's
Honestly,
saying something.
Yeah.
I don't like 3. It's an easy one not to like.
yeah.
4 was big. It was the biggest contender for this one because like I like 4 to the point where I honestly think that 2 and 3 are not as good in comparison. Like the story is really great. I love the way they do their own metatextual commentary. They do it to the point where they were like, oh yeah, live streaming is going to be like a huge thing. And like, that's when like right before that whole big boom of live streaming really became a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was really cool. I just like the way that whole movie gets set up and stuff. But then 2, it's okay. It was a rushed sequel, right? In its heyday of like, fuck yeah, we had fucking lightning in a bottle. Let's try to keep this lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And then 3 is just like you get a James Bob reference. You get fucking What If on the soundtrack, and they have to make like the contractual Creed fucking references and shit to it too. It was a thing.
What was
Do
the
we-
James Bob reference?
James
were
and Bob were
in it.
literally on the back alley, and then fucking they yell at
They were
Gale
in
Weathers.
it?
Yeah, they yell at Gale Weathers. Hey, Connie Chung, what's up?
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna watch this movie tonight.
yeah. Jay and Silent Bob are in it because
Holy
that's
fuck.
why Wes Craven was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They literally gave each other a cameo in their movies because they were both working for Miramax.
Oh shit. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And they were literally both writing and shooting movies at the same time.
Man,
Yeah, so like,
Do you know
Strikes
how
Back
happy-
and Scream 3 were like being shot at the same time, basically.
do you know how happy I would have been if Jay and Silent Bob showed up in that movie tonight, dude?
Does
I would
that,
have literally screamed in
hold
the
on,
theater.
I didn't think about this. Does
Yeah,
that-
so technically, Scream is in the Viewisk universe.
yes, that just dawned on me.
Yeah.
That means
That
Dogma.
makes sense. Yeah.
Dogma happened in the same
same universe as Scream.
Dude.
Something to think about.
Dude.
Bloodman and Chronic is a very successful
it's-
comic book that had a fucking one movie and then a reboot.
And Jay.
So Stab, and you could go see Stab and Bloodman and Chronic at one point in theaters.
they shared a theater run at some point.
Oh my God. This is the greatest revelation.
Oh my yeah. Huh.
I
How
like
about
it.
that shit?
Holy fuck.
Multiverse is
Yeah.
all comes back around.
So, oh my God. And the Doctor Strange just broke the multiverse in Spider-Man. So that means Jay and Silent Bob are in the MCU.
Waiting for
Sure.
that cameo.
It already happened.
Well, you get the Mallrats cameo.
In Captain Marvel. Or
fucking
yeah.
script, which means that Kevin Smith
Yup.
is a director that is currently making
In
stuff.
the
But that also means that he wrote fucking, hey, is the Thing's dork made of orange rock? Which means that people know about who the Thing is through osmosis of
Oh
that
my
movie.
God.
And they also would know fucking that Stan Lee wrote all of these comic books about like Doctor Doom.
Because he's a watcher.
Kevin Smith fucks up the MCU a little bit there, doesn't he?
a little bit.
But he's in it. That's all that matters. Silent Bob is in the MCU. That's what matters.
No, because Mallrats was a movie.
Yeah, so it would just
If
be
you're
Kevin
askew.
Smith.
So
Because-
that's just
Yeah, so our world is like just
so it
as
doesn't quite connect
close
to the
MCU as possible without
Yeah.
actually having like.
I
that
just
shit.
want to see
like Earth
Jay and
617.
Deadpool on screen together. That's
See, I
all I'm
think that would be
trying to
the-
get to.
That'd be a really good cameo. Just have like Deadpool
Jay
be
and
like, "Hey,
Deadpool.
I gotta go pick up my stuff for my guy," and then it's
Yeah.
just fucking Jay Muse, just like fucking weighing it out and being like, "So like, what brings you to town, man? I haven't seen you in a while."
Oh my God.
He's
that
just like,
would
you
be
know, it doesn't-
fucking
well,
awesome.
no, because he's sober now.
Oh, yeah.
Jay isn't. Jay isn't.
Jay,
But Jason
isn't,
Mewes
right.
is.
That's true.
Yeah. Because
That's-
Jay and Silent Bob still
Okay.
Yeah, they're still
smoking
stoners.
weed, smoking
Yeah.
weed, doing
That's,
coke,
uh,
And the
drinking
reboot,
beer.
they had their 4 magic joints.
Yeah. Snoochie Boochies.
It was based on their actual weed strains.
Yeah. Which we
Nice.
still can't fucking get in Michigan.
No, of course not. Any celebrity that
can't
has
wait.
any brand of weed, I'm not
Well,
gonna find it in
Tommy
Michigan.
No, but I
can find Tommy
did
John
do
stuff?
some
Really?
math.
Usually.
Hmm.
I've heard of it in at least in Detroit dispensaries and stuff. Yeah.
Neat.
And it would take us like 3 days, but we could fly to California and then rent a car and drive back and hit all the dispensaries that have all these like famous people weeds at them. We could like make a long weekend of it. Anyways, we're talking about Scream here.
This is an interesting concept. Like go Friday
this sounds
night,
like an
start
amazing
driving.
podcast adventure. I'm in.
Just saying, Lost in the Bog summer tour.
Oh, fuck.
We just go and smoke joints.
We just fly out to
Eat
the other side of the
tacos.
country and then drive back.
The drive back would be the fucking hard part. Because it
The
would be
hard
like,
part, that'd be the fun part, bro. Getting
Bro.
flat tires, running out of gas, like. God.
why'd you start with those two?
Yeah,
Yeah, what?
I was thinking like
That's when the fun happens.
I was thinking like
That's when the wild shit happens.
like giving
You gotta pull over to a rest stop in the middle of the night and some weird shit goes down. That's the story. That's all I'm saying.
that's
You're gonna have to
there's your
fucking-
teaser trailer for the
We're
coming.
gonna have to
summer
write our
series.
own movie.
It would be a movie. It would be.
Well,
A
We're
movie.
gonna write
Actually,
a requel, man.
I
It's
was
not
actually-
a reboot, it's a requel.
When are we gonna get a good slasher movie where they actually use heavy metal music? Like how many times? In
I
that
do
movie
know
where I was
we
like,
talked about we talked about this, that the never the twain shall meet again. Like it's when you try to use heavy metal music in something in a slasher movie, it doesn't work because it comes off as hacky because it was part of the thing that inspired it.
Well, the only
Right.
thing,
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
like, oh man, that's
Like
an
those-
interesting way to put it,
it's-
because like
it's
yeah,
like
metal
feedback.
is almost like its own musical version of a horror.
And
It
it's,
is,
like-
and it's because
yes,
we
yes,
talked because I think we
So-
talked about this on Lost in the Bog. at
Yeah,
one point,
being
you and I.
influenced by the horror itself already, it kind of almost feels derivative if you put it within horror in its contextual way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, because like
get it.
then it's almost
get
like
it.
this is a metal music video.
you're
in a sense.
kind of fuck me. You're kind of
I was
Yeah, like, I don't know. That's just
You're
how I
right.
feel
No,
about it in
I
a
didn't
sense, because
think- I
like
didn't
it's just
think
like
about it like that. You are right about that. I could see that. Yeah.
because like there's like a certain way to do things and stuff, but like even with like Doom, it's like you get like fucking cool heavy metal tracks the entire fucking time, but it
It's-
kind of feels like it's
but
just like
that's also,
metal
like,
because
game
like it's just like
soundtrack.
ripping through shit
Yeah.
while I'm killing
Yeah,
demons.
that's also game soundtrack, and that's like made to be interactive as well as being pretty heavily synth. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot
like
of synth elements.
I don't feel like you can get like a whole lot of like true build up and suspense in like a score if you try to use metal.
it's got to be all strings. And the thing is, where you see that, where you'll see the most of that is like in metal songs where you get that like discordant violin and string rise, like, and then when the guy closes the door, he either gets stabbed or doesn't. But in the metal song, it's you know, like,
Yeah.
so like, but you can't go into a of a guy getting stabbed, because in a horror movie you want the kill to be like a oh no, whereas when you see it with the metal music behind it, it's like hell yeah, get him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And then you go
It-
from
like,
that, it's not a horror movie anymore, you're now in an action movie. Like,
Yeah. That's.
yeah, you're not
true,
rooting
yeah.
on the killer.
so yeah,
Oh.
I don't like with horror and metal. It's unfortunately never the twain shall meet because they don't work together. They influenced each other enough.
What were you gonna say, Aaron?
I was just like, I was kind of surprised that they used as much like punk rock music as they did in this movie, because it kind of took it back to like all the movies that kind of did that in the not like in that same kind of time frame. Like it kind of, I felt like I was, you know, like it sort of walked it back a little, like a few years to hear, because like I hadn't heard anything put with a horror movie that sounded like that in quite a while, really since like some early 2000s movies. So that was kind of what that
Back when
reminded
you
me
got
of.
some of those horror movies that were kind of like they had those vehicle soundtracks. They're like music inspired by
Yeah.
like that, the one that we've brought up a few times now, the Freddy vs. Jason. Oh no,
Yeah.
Jen.
Oh
Oh
shit!
goodness. Okay, hold on.
We got a kitty cat
We got some
corrupting
technical issues here for,
the
for
camera.
those of you listening along. Hold on.
No, but all right. Just maybe lower a little bit too.
If I didn't know you had a cat, I would be tripping out right now.
There's
'Cause-
ghosts in the
Bro,
machine.
yeah, Ghostface literally took his name too seriously. He's
Oh,
Um,
no, that was another thing I picked up since we're talking about the music. The
Oh.
fucking when
Maybe not that low.
when he makes the first
Oh,
kill
fuck.
for the guy next to the car, there's that song that's playing outside of the car or inside the car. That's from the,
Right
that's from the first movie.
There.
Yeah.
I
I was like, oh, that's
they-
cool.
kind of like half considered that like a little like theme song that they could
Yeah.
use. It's like something that's like,
Now,
That was a nice touch.
I
I know.
love that. It was such a beautiful little like callback to be like, this is the first kill now. Like,
Yeah.
you think that this guy was supposed to be a red herring? Fuck you. He's dead.
Yeah.
I know Aaron has, but Mike and Alex, have either of you seen the trailer for this new movie coming out called Studio 666?
Yes, I have. It looks pretty cool, actually.
The Foo Fighters horror movie?
Yeah, I really like the fact that Dave Grohl is stepping into something outside of like just like his typical like music thing, because like he's done acting before, but like not in like a lead role, literally.
Right.
And
He was the devil.
perfect
I mean-
concept, because that's kind of what they're trying to do with this new movie, is like he's kind of delving into dark magics so that he can have more influence to write better Foo Fighters songs.
You scooch in a little bit, Alex. A little bit.
So
off
yeah, you
camera.
gotta.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, no, the movie looks fucking great. I like.
Yeah, I definitely want to
think
watch it. Looks good.
Fucking Carrie King's in it. Like,
Ah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, it looks awesome. Looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see that too.
What I would say about Scream though is that no, I'm with you. Like I thought it was really, really good. Really good. It was I'm not as familiar with the franchise as you are. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a handful of them, at least like 1, 2, and 3, I think, at least.
Didn't even know James Silent Bob was in 3, but you saw it.
Or maybe it wasn't 3 then. Maybe that wasn't. I don't know. Because it's been so many years. Like it's been a long time since I've seen any of them, except for the first one I rewatched back in like November or something like that.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's so good to rewatch too.
Really good. I was like, this is great. And it was actually like right after you made me aware that this one was going to come out. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I literally thought to myself, maybe we'll all end up going to see that together. So I should rewatch the first one right now. That was literally my thinking.
It always goes back to the original.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the only thing that I kind of picked up on, and maybe it's just an opinion, I'm not sure. But I thought that the way that they revealed the killer in the original was a little more like it had a little more weight to it in that movie that it did in the newest one, because I wasn't terribly surprised by who it ended up, like the big reveal of it or whatever. I was following along pretty closely with what was going on. And I thought at first it was going to be the red hair chick.
Me
was one of the
too.
Killers.
Me too. I
Red
thought the
herring.
same thing.
Red herring.
Quite literally.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
See,
But
I think
then-
we're reaching on that one, but it makes sense.
No, that was that was one of my first thoughts, and I'm kind of glad I wasn't sitting right next to you, because I would have looked over at you and went, fucking really? Red hair ing?
Yeah.
Come on. But I'm gonna put that with the boots. That because I said in the beginning of this, I went in and I was watching this, I wasn't watching a movie. I was watching it back lack of a better word, academically, seeing red hair. Nope, she's not the killer. Okay, we're gonna write that off right off the bat.
The Meeks twins definitely not about to be the killer,
Randy's twins,
because
nope.
they're literally related to a legacy character that wouldn't be the killer.
Right.
Yep. Oh, Dewey's all old and grizzled. He's fucking dead.
Oh my god, dude! As soon as he was at that fucking hospital, I was like, God damn it, he's gonna fucking get gutted, isn't he?
He did.
He got
That was a cool fucking
gutted.
Good.
scene.
Front end, he got DP
double
and
penetrated
honestly,
and lifted
and,
up.
and I will say that the because it's as well shot as that scene was, because that was
It had to hit like
whoever in the collective it was responsible for that scene in this was Radio Silence Collective.
Yeah.
Whoever's responsible for that scene deserves all the praise, and the collective as a whole deserves the praise for the cinematography of this movie.
Yeah, dude, it's a beautifully shot movie.
Every shot, I one of the phrases I love in filmmaking is every scene is a painting.
Just
They was
nailed that.
And
The fucking scene where they're like, it's Stu Macher's house.
Yeah.
because it was
beautiful.
Amber that killed Dewey.
Uh-huh.
So when she gets up close and goes, it's an honor, and then fucking guts him, dude. That was some heart-wrenching shit.
Yeah,
like that kill hit hard because one, legacy character, but two, just the way it was shot. Almost like she knew what she had to do, but she didn't know she had the strength.
Fuck you. Fuck you and your Han Solo. It is Han Solo. It's literally Han Solo. It's that's the point.
I know. I just had to.
Because if anybody's gonna die, why wouldn't it be the guy that they tried to kill from the very first fucking movie? Test audience liked him. He fucking got his thumbs up. And he got to save the day the next time. Actually, no, he got stabbed a lot more the next time. And then he kind of saved the day the next day, but then he got punched, and then he also got attacked quite a bit, but like he didn't get stabbed that time. I don't think he got stabbed the fourth time either. Maybe
He's been stabbed 9 times.
We know that.
he got stabbed at least 4 times by Mickey. Like Mickey has easily half those stabs.
Yeah.
Easily. He fucking made a shish kebab out of that motherfucker. Like
Well, what did homeboy say about Tara? He's like, oh, she's basically our pincushion at this point. I was like, Jesus. Like that was the line that made Huey like he's lost it. Like,
yeah.
Which, oh God, I don't know. Like, I get that they were like people, they were holding it together and stuff, but like both of their character flips were so hard. It's like there's killer reveal, and then there's it's that one. Okay, cool. Like,
see, I don't know. I thought Amber's whole influence was like it's gonna.
It was flimsy. Her, like I said, dude, her character was very two-dimensional. Or very one-dimensional.
They were big fans of Stab to the point where Stab 8, being the reboot that it was, sucking so badly, made them think they need to get more material. So they're like, we're gonna stage an entire fucking requel for everybody to fucking get. We'll kill a legacy off. We'll fucking make it all fucking happen, you know? And I don't know. It was just really interesting that ended up being like the whole way to drive it, because these people were so into a movie that they wanted to help make the next movie. So they were like, well, how did the first movie get made? Bunch of fucking murders. Guess we're gonna have to do a bunch of fucking murders to get another movie made.
To get it made right their way.
Yeah. Not the way that Rian Johnson did it. Because apparently Rian Johnson destroyed the franchise at episode 8.
Yep. just gonna repress that.
I can see the veins in your head from here.
That's gonna be boomer later. Okay.
Brain aneurysm.
But that's literally what they implied. They fucking implied that Rian Johnson did bad shit with Stab 8, which they didn't call Stab 8.
Yeah, and it got so meta on itself right there, because the dead meat people were like, just call it Stab 8. We know it's Stab 8, which is what I said. I was like, just call it Scream 5. We know, like.
They didn't want to call it Scream 5 because they didn't want to discourage people, because Scream 4 apparently discouraged people because it was the 4th entry in the franchise, and people were like, I don't want to do homework, go see the movie.
I now that's very fair, and that's why I feel like a lot of people, I'm gonna repress that even more. That's why 7, 8, and 9 didn't underperformed later on. Anyways,
I mean,
yeah, it's hard to draw in new audiences when you're like, I gotta watch 6 fucking movies first.
Yeah, that's why people, when you talk about the MCU and they haven't watched any of those, they're like, fuck you, dude. There's like 40 different things I gotta fucking watch, and I got none of that time.
You know what? I do appreciate that, and what I love about that is that there's certain parts of the MCU that are like, all right, then you're not gonna understand this show. Don't bother with Loki.
Yeah,
like you don't want to watch a movie a weekend for 6 months at this point,
or
yeah, like straight up, you would have like an entire half a year
26
to try to
movies.
catch up.
Yeah.
could have just seen them when they came out. I mean,
Hell, dude, I did an MCU rewatch
like,
over the fucking quarantine, and that shit took me, I want to say, just about a week.
Yeah,
to like, because I had to do stuff in between those fucking movies. Man. There's no way I'm just gonna sit down and watch them.
And like forcing yourself to get up and walk away. It's getting into the MCU right now. Like if someone's like, I've never watched a Marvel movie, and
good fucking luck.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily like, oh, everyone's seen at least one, but like if somebody hasn't watched a Marvel movie at this point, it's a conscious choice.
Yeah,
someone's not gonna be like, where should I begin my journey in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Well, I mean,
I think you
that
should start with
depends.
Endgame. It is a quite fascinating film, especially if you have no context for any of the payoffs.
Dude, yeah,
Nothing.
that's why
It's gonna
like,
be like a fucking goddamn internet forum. Just when it. Oh, cool.
it's like those there were those stuffy reviews for Infinity War that was like, apparently you're supposed to understand a lot more going into this than your average viewer, and it's like,
No,
honestly, dude, like
shit.
the way these movies perform, your average viewer has seen enough
Right.
that they're gonna be like, it's Captain America, I saw his movies, or it's Thor, it's Iron Man. Like, I know all these people.
Right. It's
Right.
like the comics. Like, realistically, you're not gonna have everybody fucking read every arc that coincides with that particular
that
fucking
leads up to
storyline.
What's the one? Secret War. It's got like,
Yeah,
Or not-
Secret Wars is gonna happen pretty soon.
no, it wasn't Secret. I think it was Civil War 2 has like 32 branching arcs that lead up.
Yeah,
to
you have-
how they go, and you're supposed to technically like stop halfway through one comic and read another,
Right.
and like that happens during that day, and it's like, no one's gonna have time for that, but
Yeah.
you can kind of like dip your toe into one part of it, and then when you join, it's like, there's the guy I'm following, and apparently Doctor Strange is doing some shit, and that guy who's supposed to be Hulk is not Hulk right now, so that's weird. And it's the guy from the movie that everyone complained about,
Yeah.
go and fill in the blank there with whoever.
But yeah, there's no real equivalent to
played.
that for
Well put.
Scream though, because like realistically, like you have to only watch that because like that's where all the story is. Like you could get away with literally just watching the original and then watching this one like that.
Yeah.
It would still
Absolutely.
make mostly sense for the most part because like
I think
they even say at one point like nobody cares about the inferior sequels.
you know what? I think if you do, Sydney and Gail are like far more psychotic if you only watch Scream 1 and then the new one.
right? Because
like-
then they're like, no,
So
we're
it's
about
like,
to
yeah,
fucking
okay,
murder a
like you
bitch.
went through some shit when you were a teenager. We understand that, but then she shows up like, I left my kids behind to convince a teenager to murder someone. Like, oh,
Well, the older sister wasn't a teenager.
No, you're right. She was like early 20s,
Yeah.
but still, to convince another human being to take someone's life because
Wow.
rather than like first, okay, that's never mind. You go first. I've got a whole thing.
She would have had to have been at least in her mid-20s because to be
Her
because
sister was 8. She was 13 when she left, and it had been 5 years. Or she left when she was 18, and it had been 5 years.
but he would have only been able to impregnate the girl in 1996 at the latest.
Yeah, that matches. My brother's 94. He's 27. So she'd be 25.
Yeah. Yeah, so like mid-20s, early to mid-20s.
Yeah. And did they say this was 2022?
No, but I
No.
think it's implied, but they also live in a world that COVID didn't happen. So
Exactly.
That's kinda
They live
That's,
in the view of
that's,
skew of
that's where
this.
it kind of gets a little hazy there because like it's just like 2018, 2019. She said it had been 11 years since the last spree, or 10 years since the last spree.
cool. Then it would be 2021.
Kind of like Dexter, Aaron.
Yeah, dude. I was thinking that as soon as the one dead dude showed up, I was like, oh hey, that looks
hey,
familiar.
oh, that's a little
Like-
dark passenger there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that Billy Loomis
Yep.
showing up. And for a
Is it-
second there, when he showed up, I was like, they're not gonna go like take this supernatural route, are they? Because I can feel Alex like walking up and just taking a penknife to the movie screen.
No,
That's
not right. You did the ghost thing in Scream 3, and everybody fucking hated it.
That is a reference to Michael Myers, right?
What?
Loomis.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, dude.
pretty much
I-
like
All right.
any
I just
part of a
don't-
name that sounds like it's a reference to a
Samantha's
horror
last
franchise.
name, or Samantha
It
and
is.
Tara's last name was Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right.
Blonde
cool,
haired,
Cool.
bleach
Yeah.
blonde kid was Wes.
Wes.
And they had a
Craven.
big banner at the party that said "For Wes" because
Yeah.
this movie was literally
then
radio
ended-
silence being like, I really hope Wes Craven would have loved this.
It ended with 4 West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
Mm.
I didn't get
I
it.
think he would.
That was
I
really
think
Wes Craven?
Huh?
That was really like 4 West was Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
Like that's why they had the party in honor of
Did he
Wes's
die or
death.
something?
Yeah, he died like
Craven's been dead for a
a
minute.
while after
Really?
after like Scream 4. Scream 4 was his last movie.
Fuck. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought he was still
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he died a while ago.
Oh, man. I missed that one.
Yeah.
So wait, you think he wouldn't have liked this one?
I think he would have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like honestly, he always wanted these movies to be a certain level of like extreme.
I feel like
he
they always
crushed Tatum
kinda-
with the garage door. That
That's a great scene.
he
That was
had
cool.
gore
Yeah.
scenes in the first couple that they were literally considering NC-17 rating, and that's why the Tatum scene at the beginning is like chopped up and like you like get like this like weird like movement to it, and you barely linger on it at all. In the original cut, it's like it slowly zooms in and it's like it sits on like fucking Tatum's dead corpse hanging from the tree.
Dude, that's probably one of my
Yeah,
favorite
that's-
opening scenes in any horror movie I've seen.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
get like that
easily.
visceral like reaction to that because it's still there.
Yeah.
Because her and her boyfriend get gutted and she gets hung up in the tree.
Dude, yeah, they fuck her up in that.
Yeah.
It's a strong start.
So where Aaron, Mike, where do you guys put this one?
Yeah, what are you guys rating?
I mean, as someone who I skipped the third one entirely. I've never seen it. Don't have plans on seeing it. Obviously goes to the bottom. I'm torn
Fun movie to watch though.
because like Alex was saying about 4 just felt fresher.
It was shot in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
No, oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
cool.
I like that.
It felt fresher. It felt like it introduced more depth to the killers. Oh, excuse
Yeah,
me.
Jill was a great fucking villain. Like,
I didn't see her coming.
oh really?
Yeah.
I'm glad because
when I-
I feel like she did a really good job of playing like I'm the new Sydney.
Yeah. When that switch happened, I was like, oh, holy shit. That was the first time in the franchise, honestly, other than being a young child.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that this time it wasn't the new Sydney that was
Yeah.
the killer. She was a fucking killer.
Well,
Oh my god, dude.
Great
Her
kill at
fucking
the end there.
yeah, dude. Her literal fucking hunting knife spree
Oof.
on that dude was the fucking first stab going through his cheek and shit. Oh,
Yeah.
I loved that.
That was good.
They oh my god.
That
It was
really
just
good.
vengeance.
so I'm
Vengeance.
I don't want to say out of spite, but it's a little bit out of spite that I'm gonna say my ranking's gonna go 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Just because 4 had the most originality to it.
So 5's the newest one, right?
Yeah.
So 5's coming in at the third spot.
On the
for you.
third spot.
All right.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
It was good. Whereas because 4 felt like when I say originality, I mean the meta wasn't like as like pushed into your face as it was in this one. It was
That's
still
fair.
it was still meta, but like the movie can exist on its own without the other ones having to exist.
True.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like-
that's true.
Like as a requel, you could
Yeah.
have started at Scream 4 and gone from there.
Yeah.
Kirby's dead.
Who's Kirby?
Hayden Panettiere's character.
Oh yeah.
She was so good. She was like the Randy
Oh,
almost,
yeah.
but like they had Rory almost be like the Randy also, and like I don't know, man. I really wish that she could have like actually came back in some way. I'm pretty sure she's retired from acting at this point, but like,
No, she's on that one show.
is she?
Yeah, she's on that like country music
Bro, for real?
Empire. Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know that shit. I thought
terrible.
for sure that she had retired from acting.
No, it's like a show on CMT. So like you never like.
Then why was she not in Scream 5 to come in and be like, "Hey, I got stabbed up by a guy that had a crush on me," and then played the nice guy card?
Dude, they didn't bring her. They didn't bring Stu.
Well, of course they didn't bring back Stu because, like,
I'm saying that they're gonna kill off the legacy characters one by one, just like another famous sequel trilogy.
hey,
And it's gonna go fucking Dewey this time, and then Gale in the next one, and then
Dude.
finally Sydney will die in the
Nope.
Scream 8.
nope, because Sydney can't die. That's the thing. Sydney
To
is
finish off the end of the story, kind of like how the last Skywalker had to die.
hey.
just fucking pounding that into the dirt, aren't we?
It's,
It's
not gonna end up being the actual sequel trilogy.
I'm
That's not how they're gonna play this.
I really, really don't hope for the longevity of my sanity's sake that like the next movie doesn't get some different director who like totally
fucks up the franchise,
fucks it up, and like
and then he
fucking
goes and makes a really good.
He's gonna have her
after.
get killed, and then that's when they'll bring back fucking Stu in the goddamn 8th one, and it'll be like somehow Stu is returned or some shit. Like, I thought he was dead. I dropped the TV on him. Like, I don't know. I guess here he is though.
I mean,
And then
hey,
Sydney fights him in a lightsaber battle. I'm great. And just when
No.
Stu goes to stab Sydney, she's a hologram.
Hey, all we can really say is that this was no Stab 5. There was no time travel. There was no contrived plots. You know, they didn't just fucking say poo-poo to the rest of the story. Come on. It's not Stab 5.
It's not Stab 5. I'll give you that. And you know what? It's not the Thor the Dark World of the Scream franchise.
Oh, hell no. Honestly,
That I'm giving
I
it
like
2. Necessary, but come on, man. Mrs. fucking Loomis, really?
yeah.
I despised that. I thought that was the lamest reveal.
It was originally going to be Jerry O'Connell and the roommate that Sydney had. But that script got leaked on the internet, so they had to change the script because they wanted it to be a surprise.
Dude, just make the movie, man. Like,
They wanted
that's
it to
what
be a
happened
surprise.
with that fucking Hateful Eight movie. Is
They wanted it to be a surprise.
that script got leaked, and he was like, "Oh, I got to rewrite it real quick, and I'll just put the N-word in there a bunch of times." Like,
Can you imagine how many
fucking
times he wrote
Tarantino.
the N-word in the first draft?
Oh, I would hope not as many, and that he
You know.
rushed it. Probably a lot more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He really likes that word.
Anyway,
Quentin Tarantino, man.
Aaron, where'd you
So-
rank this movie?
Yeah, Aaron, what would you think?
Well,
What would
it was funny that you said something earlier to the effect of like, oh, if you only watch the original and then went into this, you'd probably be fine without seeing, which is my entire perspective. Of
Oh, you've
it.
never seen the sequels?
No, I haven't. But like, I mean, I'm
I
at
just
the point-
spoiled a lot of those killers for
Well,
you.
I mean, it's it's my fault because they're old movies
They're
anyway.
2
So
decades old.
yeah, I'm behind the ball with that because this kind of the thing with this series is I'm super familiar with like the actual like what it is and like the whole franchise of it and stuff, or like it just at least what it's about. And like definitely seeing I mentioned this earlier, but I think you were out, or I don't know, you just weren't all in the same room. But I was saying that like had I not gone back and watched that like 2 days ago, I would have been a bit more lost, I feel like, because there's like I said, there's a lot of returning characters, there's a lot of like
Who the
different
hell's
like
Patrick Swayze in the mirror?
yeah it's like this is random guy that shows up every so often that's covered in blood for some reason.
Right.
Hey, they recreated his wounds from the first movie.
that was cool. Yeah, that was cool. I
Was
liked
it
that.
just did he have all the wounds the whole time, or was he getting more throughout? Because I feel like he was like
I
the
felt
first time
so-
the first time you see him, he just had the
Yeah.
Like in the thing, he just had the wound. But then by the end of it, the last time you see him, when he like nods at the knife, he's got like all the bullet holes in the hole in his head, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that could be.
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to the wounds. I just kind of saw the bloody shirt and I was like, it's like where he got stabbed.
Yeah. I will say that a lot of the just it was a really cool looking movie. I loved how it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird, I guess, but I'm whenever there's like a lot of blood in a movie, or like whenever there's like those kind of shots, it has to be like, it has to look really specific, like, and in this they made it look as realistic as they could, and it added so much to it, because they didn't like overuse it and throw just a shit ton at you, but it was enough to kind of like, you know, have
Make
that added
a
like,
little, you know.
yeah, it was like some of it was actually like fairly real, like it looked like, you know, especially with like a lot of the stabbing and stuff, and a lot of like the actual, you know, like impact of it and stuff was cool.
Yeah, when it went through her hand in the beginning, fucking opening attack, that shit was like, whoa, fuck, that was a good effect. They really nailed the fucking CGI knife this time.
The shot to the head at the end, the way the brain just kind of pooped out the back rather than just being like a spurt of blood. There was like a chunk.
I love that she
bone
emptied the
brain.
clip into him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say that I'm probably going to go back and watch the rest of them, just because it's a fun series, and that was pretty much what I kind of walked away from it before. I was like, you know, it's not meant to be the most like, you know, the most serious horror movie or the most serious like slasher that's out there. Like, it's kind of it really kind of, you know, it plays a lot into itself, and there's a lot of like, you know, very like, you know, meta, I guess, for lack of a better term. There's a lot of that stuff which I really appreciate, and it was really smart how they placed it all in there too. Like, it felt like they knew, like, that, you know, to keep the integrity of the first, you know, of the originals and stuff, they really had to, like, you know, kind of dive head first into the, you know, into that kind of stuff, because I think that's really what the first movie did super well too, is that they, you know, all of the calls to like all the other horror movies that were big, and how she was in the first one, he's asking her all the questions about what is it, Halloween, I think, Halloween. Yep.
Yeah, he does Halloween and then Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
because she gets that one wrong, and he's like, haha, you stupid bitch, I didn't say part 2, I said fucking Friday the 13th.
Yeah. So for that, I mean, I give it 4 out of 5. I think that's, you know, it's still, I think that, you know, there's definitely like, there was a few moments where I was kind of like, all right, really, like, that's what we're doing, like, that's, you know, or I think the part that got me the most was when they made a reference of like, oh, you got to make sure that they're dead, you know, like double tap them basically, and the chick, like, she got like a burned face, and she's like running towards the camera, and they pop her like 4 times or whatever.
I thought the show was so funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. I liked how it, you know, outside of being kind of like a shot for shot, you know, reboot, whatever you want to call it. It's to some extent, I feel like, of the first one. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna take on a series that's been around for so long, then, you know, this is kind of the way to do it, I think.
Real.
Oh
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
So it's your number 2 Scream movie, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah.
Of
like
all the Scream movies I've seen, this is number 2.
This is, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd say they're kind of tied, really. Like,
that says a lot.
Oh, they're tied even.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's even better.
Just having that, you know, having that side by side kind of thing. Like, I feel like there was stuff that this movie did just based on how much time has passed, and like what they're capable of doing with a movie like this now versus when they made it way back then. There's something about like hospital scenes that to me just kind of get me. Like, they're just it's too real to me. Like, it's a very real setting for like actual crazy shit to happen. And like the one that really always, you know, kind of gives me chills is I think it's in one of the Halloween movies. I think it's the second one.
Halloween 2, yeah.
Where she like wakes up and the whole hospital is empty and it's like really eerie and stuff.
Yep.
I got that same kind of feeling from this movie when she's like pushing herself through the cat.
Bring him on screen.
Yourself through the cat. Yeah.
Oh no, she's pushing herself in the wheelchair and stuff and kind of struggling with it, and like you can tell that like something's about to happen. Like they're building up there.
It was almost. I actually really liked that scene a lot because it was almost painful, like how slow, like she was going so hard, but she could only move so slowly. So it was like painful in the audience to watch that. Like, just go faster.
Loved the Ghostface fucking ultimatum there. You just tell me.
Yeah, which one do you want me to
kill?
Kill
Your sister or kill your boyfriend?
As it turns out.
And it's like, if she would have just said kill the boyfriend, he would have been like, oh, you're such a bitch. Like, oh, this shit. And then like, he wouldn't have gotten fucking killed at all because
exactly.
Half the plan.
Yeah. Which is part of what made the movie great. Like it was like there's two, you know what I mean? So like you can have.
And that might have been smarter writing if she says kill my boyfriend and then he kills his sister and the boyfriend has to pretend like he doesn't know
why
she doesn't know, or he wouldn't know that like
she said anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, true. And she'd be like,
and she would know and he would know, but neither of them could say it to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not meta enough.
No, that's more of an actual whodunit at that point.
Yeah. Like I said, if they wanted to start off the next one revealing the one killer right off the bat and make me figure out who the accomplice is, I feel like that'll be more of a mental workout rather than like seeing
that would be fun.
Like just knowing that there's the one that like according to the rules hasn't been a danger, is the loner. They rarely call her out on anything, and they're just like, of course it'd be her.
Yeah,
like they did with Skeet. I did enjoy the line when he's talking later. It's like, Dewey pegged me right off the bat. He took one look at me.
I love that.
Yeah.
If you would have just listened to Dewey in the beginning, you wouldn't have had this problem.
Literally off the fucking bat. Yeah.
How long have you known? 6 months. I think he was like, yeah, okay, 6 months. Cool. It's bullshit.
Yep.
I love that how he was just like, did he know that you were Billy Loomis's daughter? And she was like, no, It's like, how did he hear through the door and stuff?
Right, yeah. Why is it listening at the fucking door? God damn it! So many clues.
Yep.
I wanted to touch on real quick the who was the blonde chick that got killed outside?
The sheriff.
Yeah, that was brutal, and like it was crazy that they like I had to kind of suspend my disbelief a little bit because I feel like for something like that to happen in a neighborhood outside in the middle of the day,
like
nobody's gonna see that. But at the same time, like you don't see that in like it's usually at night. It's usually just sort of see like something.
And honestly, like you look at it, it took all of what 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean,
and dude was wearing a mask.
Yeah, and then how they show him like. Because that he's inside, not really sure what's going on, and like every time he looks outside or like goes through, next to the door or whatever, you're like, there's that weight to it, which is cool.
Why?
Suspense to that.
Why is Ghostface always the same height though?
Because it's always the same stunt actor. Well, not always, but like he was the same stunt actor.
There's multiple guys.
The only time
that chick was short.
The only time they ever had Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard in the actual Ghostface costume was the "Look out behind you, Jamie" that scene. That was the only time that it was actually Skeet Ulrich under the cloak. Yeah, because the other times it's literally just a stunt actor that can get fucking beat up and
kind
shit.
Of a good point, though.
Because like they only ever show them at like certain like angles and stuff too, so like it makes them look taller or it makes them look more daunting in the sense. If you
see Ghostface, he's either running around, ducking and being all like trying to kill you, or he fucking kills you.
Yeah.
So like the people wouldn't be like, but like we, the viewer, we would notice the difference between fucking Huey and Homegirl. Like,
yeah, because they're literally like a foot apart.
Yeah, literally, like.
And I don't know, she picked up Dewey. Like she that
Reddit, bro.
She didn't like lift him off the ground. She just kind of fucking dug into him.
True.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Can't believe they killed Dewey though.
But yeah,
I knew they were going to though. Like I was like, of all the legacy characters that are like technically expendable, Dewey is the one, and it sucked because I like David Arquette.
but no one's gonna be driving around with that on a van like an asshole.
It's true.
That's one upside to their quote unquote toxic fandom.
Yeah, I love the fact that this was about toxic fandoms to the point where it was like, fuck the sequels. Sometimes the sequels suck and you gotta fucking write your own shit. Oh, so you mean I'm in the middle of a fucking fan fiction? I mean, technically,
Literally, they literally said that.
One thing I did appreciate was Gail at the end when they were talking about writing the book, and she said, "Nope, let those fuckers die in anonymity."
Yeah, I actually liked that too.
I like that
That's
because
cool.
that's something that's like kind of part of the like global conversation right now. Is
Yeah, it was like not
these
talking
people
about
that
who the
commit
people
these
actually do the things.
atrocious
Heinous.
acts, you know?
Yeah.
Not glorifying them in any way by putting their names out there. Like, what was that fucking the Boston Bomber guy? That
Right,
fucking,
right.
yeah, USA Today or something put out like most handsome terrorists. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Because that's what we need.
that's what we fucking need. So as far as like social commentary, I kind of enjoyed this one.
I got a little hazy eyed when she said maybe I'll write a book about a good sheriff.
Yeah, that
was like,
that's
damn.
cool.
Yeah.
Damn, Gail, you gotta write about the life and times of Dewey Riley and how he got stabbed as many times as 50 Cent got shot.
And how he didn't get a good mustache until he died.
Dude, right? He had the best mustache in this
Best mustache
movie.
yet.
Because like all the other ones were like just slightly too small, but this one sat perfectly on his lip, and it was part of a like salt and pepper beard.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it was just it just worked for the character too.
Certified.
Great
cop
mustache.
stash, man.
Yeah, bro.
But are we ready to wrap this one
I
up?
think so. I think I've said all I can say without circling back.
Right.
I could
The
say
Star
more,
Wars.
but
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sure you guys will
yeah.
like,
do more episodes about this.
because like I don't know, I love Scream. I
Well,
love the in
I
jokes. I
mean-
love the things that they really kind of like hold a mirror to about the franchise in its own way too.
Yeah.
And it was a tasteful
And I'm,
sequel.
Well, we've got this group,
Yeah.
review that we're doing here, but we still got to do a full on like dissection, like we talked about doing,
Ooh.
where we're gonna.
If this gets
and-
on VOD pretty soon, then I'm definitely down to do that because I
Yeah.
gotta watch it more.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
And I'm really glad we all went and saw it together.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
a
great time.
I'm glad we went opening night too,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
it was definitely one of the things that I've been looking forward to for a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it was announced that it was actually finally coming out, I was ecstatic to
Hell
say
yeah.
the least. Because like it's like they said in the actual fucking movie, it's been 11 fucking years, man.
Mhm.
Like it's been a while.
Yeah.
And to come out with it and have it be this good.
It's
And have it
actually
be-
really good. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all liked it.
I was kind of like going in expecting to like it regardless of how I actually felt about it, but like I genuinely really like
It
this
exceeded
movie.
those expectations.
For the most part, yeah,
Yeah,
because like
it's beautiful.
there was a couple of parts that I was like, oh, that's not really something that I very much enjoy about it, but like those parts were like so easy to overlook. Like literally, honestly, right when Amber was like, welcome to Act 3, I was like, fuck yeah, dude,
Hell
we're
yeah.
in this bitch now.
That
This
was-
is when it gets interesting.
Right.
I was about it.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
That was
a cool
definitely the
scene.
best like final confrontation since the original.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
You know what's unfortunate is I feel like you really could use that as a really good 2 weeks after release commercial line,
Mm-hmm.
because out of context, if you haven't seen the movie yet, like Scream's meta. And I just feel like her holding the gun and saying, welcome to Act 3 is like a really cool like trailer line.
Yeah.
But if you know Scream, you're gonna see that and go, oh, she's definitely the killer.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But again, that's is first scene, dude. First scene. I saw her and I was like, yeah,
That's the one.
that's the one.
That's the one.
Like, I don't know, the fact that she never got attacked or like seen near a ghost face, I was
Right.
like, that's sus. Like, there's no getting around it.
Right.
I always pay attention to the person that busts in the room after shit gets wild.
Right.
I'm always like,
And they
who's-
played
who's-
with us on that a
Netflix.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely when this gets VOD and we do our dissection, there's going to be something to that whole Netflix scene. I'm sure there's a line of dialogue in there that we're going to see the next time and go, oh, holy shit! Like,
Because he
Yeah.
was watching the Stab movies for the first time when he's a big fan.
Yeah.
He
Exactly.
didn't need to rewatch those fucking movies. He was watching them to get fucking a goddamn mental boner about the fact that he was about to go pull off
That
his
he's
own
doing
fucking
it,
Stab
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
so yeah,
Great
that's the Lost in the Box Scream 5.
I also want to just say that when I saw that Jack Quaid was in this movie, I had at least an 80% sure that he was going to be either the second to last kill or a ghost face. I was like, there's no getting around it. If he doesn't die before the third act, he's a ghost face. Like when because
fair Scream mess.
he's like already at a
Oh, no.
level of
Oh.
like acting. So like he's like a very big pull. So I don't know. He was already like one of the bigger like stars
They
on
had
the
to
list
do
that they
something
didn't just like kill off in the fucking first act. Like with like Kyle Gallagher, I was like, okay, he's a horror veteran. He might survive. Nope. He was literally the first death.
Right.
What was I feel like this had a fairly high kill count. Is this like the most that they've
No, I don't
No.
think so.
I don't know. I don't remember how many like actually died because there was a few that like straight up just lived.
There
Like
was-
I feel like
Yeah.
this has the most like survived
Dirtbag.
people that got fucking stabbed.
Judy West,
Yeah, Dirtbag Judy West, Dewey.
Dewey.
You get
That's it.
redhead girl.
Redhead girl. That's
they
left.
when
And then
she-
the two killers
And two killer.
because
No,
the twins
no,
survived.
Yeah, the twins survived, but they. Oh, the cop in the
The
hospital.
cop in the hospital.
Mm.
so
eight.
at least a couple. Yeah. So yeah, I think Roman still has. Or no, Jill would have the most kills. Or it was either Roman or Jill had the most kills because Roman acted alone, so he didn't split any of his kills, and he got like 9 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I don't know. I have to rewatch it because like I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Yeah, I'll say as far as like movies, meta movies that I always need to rewatch, like Fight Club kind of thing. Like I'm sure when we watch Scream 5 again for the second time, there's going to be a lot that's like, right there. That's when you knew Tyler was him. Like,
Oh, you
super
see that
obvious.
flash of
Oh,
Tyler right in the beginning.
No one ever interacts with him. Oh, she was never attacked by a ghost face kind of thing,
No.
I'm sure on a rewatch we'll pick up on a lot more of that.
Something I love about movies like this. I'm trying to remember. There's one in particular I'm thinking of that was just chaos. Is like when the movie keeps going and you just see everything around the house as it's happening. So like as scenes are going on, you see like the blood or like there's somebody like dead in the background or something, but it's like it's all continuous. So it keeps it keeps you kind of like in the scene of like, oh shit, like there's a lot of shit going on in this house. Like, I don't know. It's just a cool touch to me. I was like that kind of stuff. Like it's not like a fresh scene. It's like it's a continuation of like all this crazy shit that's going on in this house.
Right, like the scene is still ongoing.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what that movie was I'm thinking of. It's like I don't know. I'll have to find it. It's something. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah.
Find out next time.
Yeah.
Next time on Lost in the Bog.
Not
But
even
yeah,
sure
we-
what
are we
title
ready
it
to wrap
is.
this
Yeah, I
up?
think
Yeah.
that'll do it. That'll do us from here.
Yeah.
on the bog.
Yeah,
Alright.
if we get talking about it again, I'm gonna fucking go off on a tangent. No, I don't have a full tangent ready, but like
I got a
I
couple.
could.
All right. Well, this was excellent, boys. And as always, it's always a pleasure to do a podcast with you guys. Always fucking fun as fuck. So, but yeah, I'll end this recording. I'll add intros and outros and shit, but I'll end this recording here.
All right.
Yeah, let's get a thumbnail. Let's get a. Hang on. Let me get this right. Hang on, Aaron. Hang on. Let me bring it up. There we go. All right, everybody, horns up.
Face come through.
There we go. All right.
Cool.
So yeah, it's still going. Okay.
Yeah, we're still going.
So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Lost in the Bog. As always, I am Mike.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Burton.
I'm Aaron.
And we are out of here. Thank you so much, everyone.
We love you all.
And there it is. There it is. Like I said in the beginning, I really wish I had known more about the Scream franchise before doing this episode, but it's never not fun to talk with these boys. And whenever we get to do a crossover episode like this, it's just so much fun. And for the record, actually, earlier tonight, we've got a couple more like this coming up. We've got a couple more movies that we all plan on going to see together over the next month and a half or so. That we want to do this with. So hopefully that happens, and hopefully we get more of these out there, because this was incredible fun for me. This is podcasting at its finest to me. So it's just so fun. It's so fun. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. If you're seeing this right now, you're my fucking hero, because according to my analytics, almost no one watches till the end. So you fucking rule. I love you so much. And that's going to do it for this episode. So until next time, raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads. We love you all to death. Good night.